It's Week 15 of the 2024 season. And up next is the Texans' superstar tight end. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Texans and the Dolphins, and it's coming up next.
It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former Gator, their rookie quarterback from Florida.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Back to throw, Lee. And his first pass is incomplete. Well, as you can see, they're not operating at full health today, partner. That's been a big story the last couple of weeks. But the bottom line, their record is solid, and you know that this is still a very dangerous team, even with those guys missing.
What they have shown us throughout this season is that this team has stayed focused.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Well, the Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023. Now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Short throw to Smith. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. A man who is both a prep and collegiate star here in the Lone Star State, Devon Achane. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Here's a 2nd and 5. And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Here's 3rd and 7. Looking to pass. Tua. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Texans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's played well all year long as he enters the home stretch of the season as the NFL leader in touchdown passes. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. You talk about this Miami defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down. Here's Lee to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Lee. He finds his man, complete. That's Lloyd. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Throwing here, Lee. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. The Texans hit 12-1 now to start play, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. Off the play fake, here's Lee. Out to the flat for Lacey. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A first carry now. This is Lacey. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. That good for 19 on the first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Javon Holland coming up to make the stop. 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Lee. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Lee looks to throw. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
A 25-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On play action, here's Tua, and he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Will Anderson in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. In motion, Hill. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he still makes the catch, even though it was tipped at the line. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
But when you go on the road, you're hoping to make plays that will take the crowd out of the game. I think it's a pretty good example right there.
Yeah, a break like that never hurts, especially in the first quarter. Maybe help to set the tone a little bit.
Could settle them down, get them into the game a little bit easier without that crowd really being against them.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he's come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in the numbers as he'll look to keep it going here. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 3rd and 5. Lee. Dancing to his left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Hadn't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the 1st down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
2nd and a couple. 3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. Now a 2nd and 2 as they've got it as we resume action. Mixing up the middle. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Lacy. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They run it again with Lacy. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Lee. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions, are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Well, the Dolphins offense and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And he's putting together some kind of campaign. Currently second in the NFL in touchdown receptions among wideouts. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Tua going to throw. Open man is Waddle, complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Tua. And a throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Lee. A dump off to Lacy. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Back to throw. Lee. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down. Lee. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the culprit. Causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Shifts by him. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Short throw to Smith. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at
Personal
the 50.
foul, roughing the passer, defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little as a defense when Tua gets out of the pocket. You're worried about him scrambling and getting a first down. But there, he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. This one thrown underneath to Achane. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Well, the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Back to throw now on first down. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lee. This one complete to Lacey. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now it's Mixon running right. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
Makes it 3rd and 3.
Delay of game, offense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Still 3rd down.
And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Lee. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll dump this off to Achane. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it's 2nd down. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
And that flag accepted.
Still 2nd down.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
A short throw there. That's to Smythe, the tight end. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Jake Bailey now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. The Texans offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Lee now throwing to start the drive. He finds his man complete. That's Ryan. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Mixon on the toss right. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Lloyd.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Lee out of the gun. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ryan. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Lee. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. Here's Achane to start the drive. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It was Danielle Hunter to make the play in the backfield. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety.
Yeah, I'm not going to even sugarcoat this one. I did not care at all for that play call.
Well, there's just so little time. You don't have much time to do anything. Why not, Charles, just run the football, take it into the locker room?
As you know, there are more bad things than good that can happen when you're backed up this deep with this little time. And sure enough, this is a late safety.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Taking it about the 16. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ryan. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Lee to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Now Lee. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lloyd. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. Throwing here, Lee. He finds his man, complete. It's Ryan. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the 16, Lee. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep him at the end zone as the first half winds down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So add 3. All told, after the safety, it's a 5-point swing. And that could have turned out much worse.
Well, you don't want to say no harm, no foul, but I do believe you're right. A 9-point swing hurts. 5 points, much more manageable, especially in a tight game like this.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. Tua, the final shot before half. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Breece Hall, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we'll jet north to Ohio to check in on the Browns at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Xavier Worthy, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Brock Purdy, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Now 2nd and 5. Looking to pass. Tua. Washington's got it. And he's got this down to the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Tua. Flush to his right. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Throw caught by Achane. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins have come back now to regain the lead. Now, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently 2nd in that category. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
But I think even though they're trailing the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Lee looks to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. 3rd and 2. Off the play fake, here's Lee. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. This game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. 2nd and 14. Tua sets up to pass it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now Tua. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he's brought down. A nice little juke move that preceded it, but not much thereafter. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Lee. Out to the flat for Lacey. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. On play action, it's Lee. And his throw here's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 44-yard line.
Off the play fake. Lee.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they have regained the lead. So it's his 3rd field goal now with a ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back and forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his load a rest.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Miami set to take over. And after the interception, they'll take over with good starting field position here. Down by 2 as they begin with a 1st and 10. After the turnover, it's Tua. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Play action. Now it's Tua. And that one too wide and incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
In motion, Hill. On play action, here's Tua. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Daniil Hunter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for a 4th quarter lead. Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Lee. That's complete. It's Collins. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 29-yard line. Back to throw, Lee. He finds his man, complete. It's Lloyd. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Off play action, Lee. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for him. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Now the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild card teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they had the 7 seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more importance on games like this.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Two are going to throw. Another catch. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. And now out comes Houston. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. They start the drive on the ground with Lacey. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 5-yard line.
Here's Lee to throw. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes a correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Lee. Throw left side complete. That's Ryan. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Lee out of the gun. A dump off to Lacey. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Throwing here, Lee. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to pass. Tua. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. Here's 1st and 10. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Back to throw. They'll get this complete to Collins. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Here comes 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 50-yard line.
They'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Lloyd. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. The drive starts with a run from Achane. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Tagovailoa looking to throw it. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to pick up a 1st down here as that clock continues to run. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Dolphins, the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching.